Hello guys, welcome to the video. Okay guys, doing a series of videos covering all the unique items in Diablo 4 Season 5. Patch notes come out guys, and there's an enormous amount to go over. Rather than doing one video with all the uniques, it should take literally well over an hour. I'm just going to break it down guys. And the description of the video guys is links to all the videos that I'm covering for all the classes, Mythic and Multiclass. In this particular video we're going over Mythic and Multiclass. Right guys, let's get straight into it, man. Right, so Blizzard have been buffing stuff, guys, big time. They're making uniques much more valuable now, and they're probably best to slot. And they're changing the way they work now. They have fixes that you wouldn't normally have on a regular item. Alright guys, first is Ring of Starless Skies. Mythic uniques have a purple beam now, guys, and have a purple background, so you can't miss when you get one. Alright guys, Starless Skies, fantastic ring for core skills. Let's have a look. It's now got attack speed 17.5% now, 12.5 crit, lucky chance 12.5, and then +2 to core skills. So it's very similar to how it was, but core damage 20% is okay. +2 to core skills is way more DPS. And the main ability is still the same. So it's still going to be really good for a lot of the core builds in the game. But yeah, that +2 to core skills, guys, that's big. Anything with plus the skills in Diablo 4 is just a massive damage bump. Then you can masterwork stuff as well and bring the stats up even higher, and they get really strong. Brilliant guys. Next up is Doombringer. Okay, now Doombringer wasn't too great. The baseline chat is now changed now from crit strike damage now to 100% damage buff. Straight off, that's massive. It now has all stats. 35% maximum life up from 26, a built-in 10% damage reduction, chance to heal on lucky chance, which is still the same, it's actually a higher value, and the damage buff now is still the same at 25% chance, but instead of 900, it's now 12,030, and it still has this extra 10% damage reduction as well, so you get a whopping 30% damage reduction and healing, and a huge bump to your life percent in just one item now. So Doombringer, guys, looking absolutely sick. Well, really, really good. Nice. Avian Spear of Lysander, guys, is next. Let's have a little look. Okay, so baseline, it used to have crowd control to enemies. It's now got 159% critical strike, vulnerable, and overpower damage. It has all three. That is absolutely insane. Crit strike, vulnerable, and overpowered damage, guys. Baseline. Yeah, that is so much stat. This might actually be viable now. Then it's got 18% to all stats as well. All your stats will go up by 18%. This is baseline before masterworking. My god. Then it's got 33% movement speed, 66 all res, so you're virtually going to be capping your resistance straight away just wearing this one item. Then it's got a chance to restore 66% of your primary resource as well. And it's got the usual Grand Around Shrine effect for 20 seconds. I've killed elite enemy, can occur once every 30 seconds. So that's crazy. This is one of the stats we were talking about last night. It's like they're changing the way the uniques work. They can have stats that can't not be on an item now. 106% crit strike, vulnerable, and overpower. That's nuts. Absolutely nuts. So yeah, Spear guys looking really good, man. Really good stat stick. Right, guys, the Grandfather is insane now. Look at the Grandfather. Right, baseline, guys. Used to have crit strike damage. It now has 150% damage baseline in the normal effects, and it's indestructible. 150 all stats now, up from 72. Maximum life now, 3.3k instead of 3,000. Maximum resource 20. And then 300% damage buff as well on top. And then it's got the usual property of increases your crit strike damage by 100%. So, yeah, guys, Grandfather's probably going to be best in slot for a lot of builds. Obviously, this sword DPS is insane. If you're playing a Necromancer, guys, we can easily fit this into a Necromancer build as well. For, like, Bone Spear, things like that. So, yeah, guys, Grandfather is disgusting. And also, imagine finding a greater fixed version of this with 4 stars. Yeah, it's gonna be nutty, guys. It's gonna be nutty. Melted Heart of Cedar, guys. Did like this amulet. Well, let's have a look. So it now gives you a 3% maximum resistance cap and 30 all res, up from 25. So 5% all res bonus and an extra 3% to your cap as well. Lucky chance is 15. Movement speed 25. Damage reduction while you're healthy, guys. 15%. That's brilliant. The resource gen 15%. And it's got the exact same proc as last time for the damage reduction from resource. That's nice, man. So we're missing the damage while healthy, so they're taking that off the amulet, and we're switching it out now for damage reduction. It kind of makes sense because it is a damage reduction amulet on the whole, though. So there you go, guys. Melt Heart of Sea looking very nice with the DR, man. Looking very good. 60 maximum resource. Awesome. Right, boys. So look, Tyrael's Might, guys. It's got a big upgrade. Now, basically, ignore durability, so it's indestructible. Movement speed buff is now 16%. They put movement speed onto the chest plate. That's interesting. Maximum resist now is 7.5. Used to be 5%. And did 60% resistance to all elements. Virtually caps you out straight away in one item. Didn't even have this on this before, guys. And then 20% damage reduction. Flat out. Wow, that's mad. That is well good. That is such a good chest plate now. And also, it still does the... with that full life, your skills unleash a divine barrage. It says 0 damage here, but it's just a placeholder number for now. So, yeah, that's really, really good, guys. Tyrael Might is looking really good. Really good. Brilliant. And Dariel's Visage, guys. Oh, they changed the way this works now. When you used to proc it previously, you used to proc around your character, and now proc on the target, by the way, which is good. So straight away, guys, you now get 666% poison resistance now on Andariel's Visage. So that caps you out. It's also got all stats up to 77 now from 18. It's now got life on hit rather than life steal. The reason why they've done this, because you can pretty much make yourself indestructible in the old patch. 2% life steal your damage is just absolutely huge, so they had to change it. They've added 30% attack speed on this item now from 10%. That's huge in this game. And then 10% maximum poison resistance as well. And then lucky hit, guys, 20% chance as usual. The old version was 4.5k. It's now 37,740 over 5 seconds to enemies in the area. So rogues rejoice, especially. This is going to be cracked for you. 30% attack speed, that's wild. Brilliant. Okay, guys, good old Shaco. Yeah, Shaco's got a big change as well. AKA Hylaco Crest, called Shaco from D2, guys, because it's the old base item. Maximum life has increased. It's now got maximum resource rather than resource generation. It's got armor now. 2.5k. And the cooldown, guys, is now 20% up from 7. So if you're doing a big cooldown build, it's probably going to be best in slot for you. Still got the usual ability of 20% damage reduction and +4 to all your skill ranks as well. Awesome. So Shaco, guys, looking good. Right, guys, last part of this video we're doing is the multi-class stuff. The units that everyone can use. First up, guys, is Tybalt's Will. Now has all stats up to 42. It's still got maximum life. It's got maximum life at 873. Maximum resource 13, which is the same as before. And damage reduction while unstoppable. Fantastic. That's 15% now. And the damage is still 20% increased damage while you're unstoppable as well. And still generates the same amount of primary resource. So yeah, guys, got a nice damage reduction buff there now. The old version was too close enemies. This one's just, you know, while you're unstoppable. That's really, really good change with Tybalt's Will. Brilliant. Mother's Embrace Ring, guys. Have they made this good now? Same amount of resistance. It's now got a much stronger all stats buff. It's got attack speed now, 15%. Quick strike chance and lucky chance at 8%. And they brought it up 10% on the main ability. So if core skill hits full raw enemies, 60% of the resource cost is refunded. Yeah, looks better. I think there's better options, obviously, but if you do get it, maybe at the start of the season, it's still going to be a nice item. X-Files Corroded Signet. Now, what they've done with this, same resistances, it's got 65% on the all stats now, rather than 28. Lucky chance 6, same as again. It's now got vulnerable damage on this. 60% vulnerable damage, guys. That's massive. And 95% damage over time. My God. It used to be 50% hit. It's now 75% chance to erupt. The damage over time face of 75% chance to erupt, dealing blah blah damage of the same type to surrounded enemies. That's awesome. That's really, really good. 60% vulnerable, guys, with 95 damage over time. That's huge, man. Man, the X-Files, that's going to be really good for, like, Venomist and stuff like that. Any DOT build, mostly. Butcher's Cleaver, guys. Hey, let's have a look. Right, old version was damage to healthy enemies, and now it's got added 175% damage to injured enemies. That's a huge buff. Much, much better than this. Attack speed buff now, guys. 9%. Movement speed, 18. Physical damage bonus, 85%. That's really, really good. And then crit strike chance against feared enemies, which is part of the proc, 25% as well. So you get a massive crit chance. And 100%. So yeah, they brought it up from 75 to 90% now. Crit strike an enemy has a 100% chance to fear and slow them by 90% for 4 seconds if you get a maximum roll with the Butcher's Cleaver. Not bad, not bad. Azurath, guys. Now, this weapon has never been really that good, and it looks much, much better now. The old version had crit strike damage. The new version has 85% cold damage, guys, built into the baseline of this weapon now. That's really big. It's got 65 all stats now. Attack speed 9. The core damage is gone. It's got cold resistance up to 60. That will help cap you out a little bit. Lucky hit chance, 40% chance to deal 6.5k cold damage on lucky chance, guys. That's really, really nice. And then lucky chance, 20% chance to freeze enemies for 3 seconds and deal 12,030 damage. Cold damage to them from 675. So this actually could be viable now. We could probably do, like on Necro, guys, a cold mage build or DOT build and proc all this crazy stuff with loads of shadow damage, turn it into cold and stuff. Really cool, man. That's very nice. Banished Lord Tamus, guys, the overpowered amulet. Resistance is the same. It now grants 10% maximum life now. That's huge. Attack speed 9. Overpower damage, guys, from 42 to 60% now. And +1 core skills to +2 core skills. Even that +1 core skill is just massive right now. And the main ability is still the same. 275 at 60%. So yeah, but Spanish Lords, man, looking a lot better. Very, very nice. Really liking that maximum life. Resource gen's gone, though. Okay. Pentic Greaves, guys, is next. Let's have a little look. It's now got an extra base effects now. So you've got the movement speed when you evade, but also grants unhindered for 2 seconds now as well. That's really, really, that's big, man. Then it's got 25% movement speed built into this. My God, you're going to run around so quick. Crit strike against chilled enemies. Chill slow potency is 55% now. God, they're going to be locked down, aren't they? And cold resistance 60. Even if I had a Trail of Frost, have they buffed that? They have buffed it, yeah, by 10%, guys. So it's now 25% now on the chill enemies Frost, Trail of Frost. I do like these boots, they're very cool. Pardon the pun. Oh, God. Right, guys, Flicker Steps now, guys. Flicker Steps are crazy now. Look at these. It's now got another baseline ability as well. So it's still got the attacks reduced cooldown by 2.5 seconds. Evade grants 30% movement speed now for 1.5 seconds as well. So you got an extra movement there as well. Base movement speed is 18% from 7.5. It now has 300% maximum ultimate damage, which is nutty. For a boot to have this, that's an enormous amount of damage. The old version was only 52%. Now it goes up to 219 to 300%. So if you're using some sort of ultimate skill, and that's going to be your main part of your build, obviously chuck a shaker in there, guys, get the cooldown going. You can make some really good stuff now, guys, by ultimate builds, just because of Flicker Steps. Brilliant. It's got a big fat lump of lightning resistance as well, so you can help it cap out resistances, and damage reduction from close enemies at 12.5. Nice. That's actually slightly lower than the old version. Okay, and the evade cooldown is still the second. It's still exactly the same. 2 to 4 seconds from 10 seconds as you evade through for your ultimate cooldown. Cool. Yeah, guys, Flicker Steps, man, look amazing. Yen's Blessing is next. Let's have a little look. Maximum evade charge as always. Now got 42 to all stats now. Movement speed 18. Resist elements, guys, 35%. Man, that'd be so easy to cap out resistance now. And resource gen 12% now. And it's still got this exactly the same main ability. So 60% chance to cast a non-ability skill or non-ultimate skill that can currently on cooldown once every 8 seconds. Yeah, still the same, yeah. So yeah, guys, Yen's Blessing, man, looks really good now. That all resistance. We lost vulnerable damage there. But honestly, I think that all res is better though. It just makes you cap out much, much quicker. Oh, Razor Plate, guys. What they've done with Razor Plate. So the Thorns damage is exactly the same. They've increased it by 50%. So Thorns now has 200% increased damage from 150. So really guys for Thorns, Barb, etc, etc. Maybe a Necro as well, and the old Thorn pets. So 200% there as well. Soulbrand. Is Soulbrand good now? Let's have a look. Maximum life is still the same. It's got potion capacity. That's new. The barrier generation, guys, is now 40%. That's so the lucky chance when you got a barrier's gone. But you can put that on your helm if you needed it. 40% barrier generation. Damage reduction while you are healthy, 12.5%. That's massive, man. That is really, really big. If your healing potion no longer heals, if your healing potion no longer heals instantly, it grants a barrier instead for 200% of the original healing for 4 seconds. And now, when you have a barrier, you gain 30% damage reduction while you have a barrier now. Up from 20%, guys. So 32.5% damage reduction in one item. That's massive. That is really, really good. Oh, there's a way to put golden damage on that. That's really, really good chestplate. Brilliant. Right, guys, Fist of Fate possibly could be the best item in the game for pretty much every class in the game. It's very strange, though. Look at this now. Look. So, the ranges on the attack speed, crit strike, and all that sort of stuff is 0.1 to 8.7. 8.7. And then, guys, lucky hit chance, 1% to 51.8%. Okay? So, once you masterwork this up, you know, you can have, like, ridiculous lucky chance in just one item, if you can fit it into your build. And also, on lucky hit, a lucky chance to apply a random control effect for 2 seconds between 1.0 to 51.8% as well. And then it's got the usual damage buff up to 300% of their normal damage. So this possibly could be like best in slot for a lot of classes, man. It's really, really good. Right, guys, Frostburns. Oh, God, Frostburns are so good now. So, so good. It now has built-in lucky chance of 8%, 50% attack speed, 182.1%, guys, of fire and cold damage bonus. That's huge. That's going to be really good for Sork, even Necro a little bit if you do a cold build. That's really nice. Then Lucky Hit chance, 40% chance on Lucky Hit to deal an extra 4,000 fire damage and cold damage as well. And then a Lucky Hit, 60% chance to freeze enemies for 3 seconds as well. So this is going to generate an enormous amount of stagger, loads of damage, tons of lucky chance built into its item, man. Frostburns guys are really good now. We can make a lot of good builds happen with that item now. Cool. Next, guys, is Pain Gorge's Gauntlets. Attack speed 9 now. It's actually gone down a bit, 1%. Don't know why. Cooldown reduction 8 now on gloves. That's really good. Lucky hit chance to stun for 2 seconds at 22.5% chance as well. +4 to basic skills now. Wasn't even on, it's just a basic damage, so that's a massive buff. And the damage increase is still exactly the same. So there you guys, Pain Gorge's looking much better, especially with that plus the basic skills. That's big. Godslayer's Crown, guys. Have a look at this. Right, Godslayer's, guys. 42 all res. It's now got a life percent on there as well. 873. Damage to elites. 67.3% damage elite bonus, guys. Wow, that's really good. That's really, really nice. You'll be able to smash through elites like super quick. Bit like Furnace, guys, in Diablo 3. Nice. And also, it's got cooldown reduction as well, guys. 8%. When you stun, freeze, or mobilize an elite, you pull in all nearby enemies and deal 60% increased damage for them for 3 seconds. Can only occur once every 12 seconds. New affix, though. Against bosses, this effect triggers when dealing damage instead. So if you're fighting a boss, guys, it's just going to go off all the time. So Godslayer's Crown, man, looking fantastic, man. Looking really good. So many choices. Temperature Pants, guys. Love these things. Temperature Pants, guys, now gives you maximum life. 7.5% maximum life now, rather than just life percent. That's huge. Healing received, 25% buff. Damage reduction while you are healthy, 9%. Lucky chance to heal, as always. Effects that heal you beyond 100% life grant your barrier now up to 100% from 80, guys. So, if, say you, for instance, you've got 100k health, you get a 100k barrier out of this now. Wow. That's filthy, man. You can just drink a potion, generate barriers straight away as well. Really, really good, guys, on Temperature Pants. And last one, guys, is Tassets of the Dawning Sky. Okay, guys, so we've got all stats, movement speed 18%, 42 on the all stats. Maximum resistance to all elements is increased by 2.5, and also grants an extra 35% resistance to all elements as well. And they've buffed this up as well a little bit. So when you take damage from a non-physical damage type, you gain 15% maximum resistance to that type for 6 seconds. So really nice for hardcore. And there you go, guys. That's the first part of this video series. Check in the description of this video for Barbarian, Druid, Necromancer, Rogue, and Sorcerer, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Good things to come. Woo!